Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Nitro Racing League here on NASCAR Heat 4. Today we go to Mid-Ohio, where I will inform you right now it was a complete disaster, and I'm going to do my best to not just laugh most of this episode. We get straight into the action here, where we qualified in the 6th position, so it wasn't a bad qualifying effort as we get underway here from P6, but I drove like an idiot in this race, and it was just a combination of Cup cars at this track aren't good, and my carrot level in this race was very, very slim. So it's just kind of a bad combination, and it was certainly something interesting. You're going to see a little bit of a clown reel mid-race now as we go down towards turn 2. This was my death corner, and on lap 1, you can see me just plow right into the side of Jay. So very unfortunate to just go and just blindside him right off the bat. Certainly unfortunate. Then we had other cars having issues here on this first stage 1 was 10 laps, stage 2 was 10 laps, and then the final stage was, I think, 25 laps here in Mid-Ohio, as I really just wasn't kind of paying attention to a lot in this race. But we had our teammate of Andrew up front here most of this race. I think he led the first stage. The second stage he was pretty dominant, and I was being pretty safe. I was actually racing on a controller in this one because the wheel is absolutely atrocious on road courses, so you can't even stand a chance on a wheel. Now as we go down into the right-hander there, you see the 42 of Christian there having issues as he goes a little bit off. He hangs on to it, but you can see just kind of the mess we were dealt with here as we went down towards the left-hander. Now we had Justin in the 41 as the 8 goes up into Jay. That was RJ there that got into Jay as we go down towards the penultimate corner. Jay goes off track now, and it was just like this the whole night here in Mid-Ohio. Now as it came out of the final corner, running P7 at this point, we would climb up to P6 on lap 2, coming out of turns 2, having the first mistake of the day, or no, actually we already had a mistake. It's just I'm not used to making all these mistakes. That's the first mistake of this lap, I should say. We lost the position to Christian on lap 3. He made a mistake out of the same corner. I would come through to pass him back, and we come to lap 6, and he could only go about 6 laps on a fuel run until you had to pit, so he had to come to the pit lane already. There you see up in front of us the 10 of Matt Chaffee. Yes, he's returned to the league. Very nice to have him back under a new gamer tag, though. But we would come up behind him to just straight to 2 laps to go here in stage 1. Stage 1 was the most calm stage for myself. So you can kind of get an idea of where things are going to go, because it's already been a rough stage for myself here. As keep in mind, top 5 in points, or top 5 in the running order get stage points. We're right behind Matt at this point there, as you see Matt as well in P4. We got 2 Matts right in front of us at this point as we came through. Now on the final lap of this first stage, RJ had actually gotten up into the picture as I was playing it pretty safe there. Matt and Matt getting into it together, and then RJ decided to just come in and punt me out of the way, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me, dude. So I was actually trying to get back to him here in these final few corners now as he's trying to get stage points, going down through the left-hander, going a little bit too deep off the track, just a little bit onto the curbing there as we come down in towards that penultimate corner. I sent it in pretty deep, trying to get to the 8. Not enough now, as it's Matt and Matt who's going to battle it out for 4th and 5th, and we're going to go sliding on the exit of the corner, and it was a terrible P7 here in stage 1. So a big mess, as this would set us up right into stage 2 as we would come out in P5. Boxer, or Andrew, would be leading the way. I think he did win stage 1. Let's go up the inside of RJ down into turns 1. We kind of started cutting turns 1 a little bit, as there wasn't really any penalty for it, so I was just like, why not? Now at this point, now as we're side by side with RJ down towards turns 2. This turn 2 was just my worst corner on the track. Surprisingly, this time I got through it without full sending off the course like we did on lap 1 when we blindsided Jay. Now as we exit the corner side by side with RJ, we would clear him for a brief moment, heading down this long straightaway. This next corner of turns 3 as well is another like kind of death corner for me here in today's race. Now as we go a little bit too deep into it there, as you see me get nearly into the back of the 4 end there, sure enough we go off track, and now we lose all of our ground and we fall back down to P10. At this point, getting into the left side there barely of Jay as we go down into the right hander. So just a complete disaster this was turning into for myself. There's you see MJ in the number 3, Christian in the 42 trying to close back up on some time loss. There's a tube of smoke goes off the track. Now as this is just a common trend, and then MJ full sends right off the course, and I was actually trying to copy his braking into that corner, so I almost followed him right off the course. Jay decides he's going to battle side by side as I go a little bit deep into the corner, and he loses a position. There was a little bit of contact made there as we went down into the penultimate corner, but we would run down Matt and Matt again, 5th and 6th. We would look up the right hand side of Matt Chaffee, a little bit of door banging with him as we exit turns 2, and for a brief moment we would be able to take away the 6th position. Matt had just as rough of a night as I had, so we weren't the only ones just struggling really bad, because we came to lap 16 into turns 1. You can see me ahead of Matt, but then out of turns 1 I lose the car, and then Matt would just drive right on by, as there's only 5 laps to go in the second stage at this point now as we head down towards turns 2. So giving up a lot of time in this one now is, like I said, it was just such a struggle. Here we came through down into the right-hander again. At this point, a caution had actually come out. I should mention that. So this would set us up for a late race or a late stage restart here in the second stage. So at the point, I was like, okay, maybe we'll be able to get a few stage points out of it. So I was actually kind of looking forward to that now as we were all trying to catch up here as Matt goes off the course. But we get right back into the action. It actually came out in P8 after the pit stops happened. So not a good pit stop for myself as I go down into turns 1 and I get hit already here into the corner by MJ. He had a mistake there. And now they're going to go almost 3 wide, it looked like, for a second in front of me. Yes, they are. Matt, Smoke, and RJ all 3 wide there as RJ backs out of it as we go down into turns 2. And we get the bumper now from Jay as we come through into turns 2. Now, as you can see, 1 car up ahead going off the course. That was Christian. Now, as they're going to get into it a little bit in front of us, there's trouble. Smoke goes wide, and now we get destroyed here down the front straightaway. That's going to bring out a caution, and once again set up another restart here late in stage 2. So once again, we would have to run down everybody there. As you see, I think that was Smoke off course there. As this would set us up for a, I think, 3-lap dash here. And no, 2-lap dash, sorry, because white flag would be once we hit lap 20. Stage 2 ends when we cross lap 21, as once again there's more trouble in. Jay pulls on the track right in front of me, and we slam into the back of him, and he has some more issues as well now as we go down into turns 2, not having too many issues here, thankfully, into this corner now, as you're going to see some issues very shortly into this same corner now, as we would be running P8 at this point down the straightaway behind RJ in 7th place. Certainly struggling a little bit to keep my composure at this point now as I was going up the inside of Matt here in the 20, our teammate now, as it was Andrew and the 41 of Justin still battling it out for the stage when there is now RJ goes off course a little bit as we're still battling with our teammate of Matt now as we come through into the right-hander. He clears us there for P6, kind of chops our nose, but it was alright because, I mean, he had the position anyways. And then we come to the final lap, and then Christian bended out of the corner, and all of a sudden we're in P6 at this point here on the final lap of the stage, and then Matt makes a mistake here coming towards the final few corners, and all of a sudden we have a chance to get stage points now as I go down into the penultimate corner, making a bit of a mistake, and I throttle up way too hard, and you can see exactly how it ends. We put it straight into the guardrail just like Christian did, and now all of a sudden we're down to P9 as we come through to finish the second stage, as it was Andrew once again winning stage 2, so he's gotten 10 points, won both stages, 2 playoff points as well to him here today as we would get ready to start the third and final stage here in Mid-Ohio. The Xfinity race actually went caution-free, so a bit of a different scenario this time around. Now as we come through to start stage 3, I kind of got a Kyle Busch restart, sending it to the back of the field as I hit Jay in the back now as we exit turn 1 going down this first straightaway towards turns 2. Turns 2 just hasn't treated me well so far today now, and it's not going to do it again now as we full send into the corner, and we just cleaned everybody out, it looked like, as that was a big mistake on my part here in Mid-Ohio. The reason I misjudged it so bad is I was focused on looking behind in my mirror to clear RJ in the 8, and everyone started braking, and I wasn't even looking ahead of me when everyone started braking, and we got some more guys crashing, and the caution finally came out. So there was a meme that actually got generated by Andrew, SVR Boxer, after the race. There you see it right there. I'm sure I've actually never seen this meme, but that was the first time I seen it. Either way, we would get back going into the action here, and sure enough, Jay's going down into turns 1 into the guardrail, and it was just a complete mess at this point now, as it was actually made for a really fun time for myself as we go down into turns 2, and we already misjudged this corner and nearly go off course again after I just full sent and destroyed the field once. Certainly not one of my brighter moments in this racing league. But we would be running P8 at this point, just behind Smoke. This race, I should mention, ends once we cross the line to hit lap 46, unless we have overtime, obviously. Now, as we go down towards the right-hander, just trying to not have another moment like that, and we just got punted right off the course by the 30 of MJ, who completely misjudged the corner. We would, though, be able to get back past them and hang on to the 8th position at this point. Now, as we were trying to run down Smoke in P7, and then the 4, and then the 8 would actually go crashing off the course together here, and I believe that did bring out a caution, setting us up once again for another restart as the 41 goes off track a little bit, and then Smoke, after the caution comes out, he has a bit of a moment, but like I said, he actually got to keep his position, and we got back going on the restart again, and then Andrew got actually hit off track by Justin. I don't think there was nothing like intentional, but they just kind of got together. Andrew got pushed off the course, and all of a sudden, here we are in P4 going up the right-hand side of Smoke. Matt Chaffee finally takes the lead, and it was about the same point where his and my race completely fell off the cliff, because there you see Matt completely messes up. He goes off course, loses the lead. Justin takes it over now as we're right behind Smoke in the 2 now as we go down through this right-hander. So Justin actually looking for his first career win in his 100th race. Right now he's 0 for 99, and he's trying to go 1 for 100, and he has a chance to do that here in the final 20 laps as we come through down into the penultimate corner. Matt Chaffee still just behind us as we clear Smoke, and all of a sudden I'm up at P2. My confidence is higher than it's ever been in the Nitro Racing League, and then, well, guess what happens? We go into turns 2, we get a little bit of a bumper there, and then I lose the back end, hit Matt, and then all of a sudden we're off in the sand, and all the progress is completely gone, and I was just like, okay, well, we're just going to try and hang on to it, but everything started going downhill after this point. We came to lap 28, running back up to Smoke. We actually came into the pit lane. He made a mistake, so we went too wide into the pit lane, and then he actually got a speeding penalty. So we continue on, though, running P6 now as we went down towards turns 3 after a pit stop, and you see how it went. And now we're going to transition into the next clown reel of this race. So now we got that whole mess out of our system. We came to lap 40. There you see the 2 and the 3 actually got together and had a bit of a moment. No caution actually got called for that, surprisingly. So we were here with, what, 6 laps to go at this point. Now as you can see, everything just fell apart. Like I said, myself, Matt Chaffee, both of us were just having the worst races of our careers, I think, now. As we came in for our final pit stop of the day, we would come out of the pit lane, and you would think things were about to get worse. We just got lapped at mid-Ohio at this point as we went down towards turns 2, right behind our teammate of Karma. And what do? I misjudged the corner and nearly cleaned out my teammate who's leading in the final few laps of this race. And I just could not get this corner down. And I made about 3/4 of a lap of practice before this race, and I figured that'd be enough. It wasn't. We ended up getting a caution here on lap 42, and I got the lucky dog, so I was able to go around everyone. And this would actually set up for an overtime finish here as we got right back into the restart here now as I just kind of cut the first few corners. But either way, we were running about P6 here with the 4 of Cameron. Now is just certainly nothing went our way in this race. We come straight to the final lap. I had made more mistakes here in the next lap or so. Andrew was leading the way now as we went down towards turns 3, just trying to make sure I at least have a decent lap here on the final lap, because certainly things weren't going very well for me. Now as you see RJ and the Cameron and Matt all together. Cameron goes off track a little bit there as we head down through the right-hander. So certainly a mess of a race to say the least here today in Mid-Ohio. And now it's going to get worse because I went up on 2 wheels and it was just, there was no going back after I hit 2 wheels and I just lost control. So there was Jay trying to get to me now as he kind of got messed over on the restart. We were supposed to wait for him to catch up. They went anyways. I guess they just didn't care about him now as we came through. At this point in the final sector, Andrew was going to come through with the win, which meant Justin would go 0 for 100 here in his Nitro Cup Series career. So maybe he'll win in the next one and make it 1 for 101. Now as we come through the penultimate corner, down into the final corner, and we're going to come through to finish somehow still in P6, so I wasn't even mad. Now, as it was just one of those days. I didn't really care about this race, and I think that's just kind of what made it so bad and so humorous at the same time. There was only one thing to do after this race. We all full sent here after the checkered flag into turns 3 as we cut the course down and just kind of jump the sand pit here. And now as we go straight into the barrier and just fitting in there is MJ welcoming us here to the club, and then Andrew comes in, the winner, and then you got the 10 of Matt. Now as there's Justin and Jay over there on the left, but either way, there's the points after this race. We still lead the points after that mess, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. I think this is one of the more humorous videos we've had on the channel. It was a complete mess, and I'm just glad we got out of that one. So in the next one, it's Charlotte, and I'll see you guys in that one. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have a great day.